Since the last entry, I've somehow re-entered my car enthusiast era for God knows the how many times. So, changing my brother's oil was a bit more of a hassle than it should have been. Jacked it up, removed the cover and everything, only to find that we didn't have the right bit to unscrew the oil drain. So we had to go to the auto parts shop to get a T45, but after that, the rest of the oil change was a breeze. New oil and filter and everything. His car works perfectly fine now, and since the change, no issues that I know of. Overall, good learning experience. Although, it was amusing to watch my brother use a powerful magnet he had randomly bought on a whim in order to find the drain bolt he had accidentally dropped into the oil pan. I helped eventually, of course, but it wouldn't have happened if he had listened to what I said several times to not drop the drain bolt into the pan. So, around the time I was waiting for the necessary equipment to do his oil change to arrive, I coincidentally got my oil change warning light thing, whatever it's called. So I thought, well, I guess I'll do my own oil change, even though I was just going to have someone else do it, honestly. Even though I knew my car better than my brother's, my oil change somehow ended up being the more annoying one to do between the two. Said main annoyance was the oil drain bolt was screwed on way too tightly by whoever had done the oil change previously. So we had to call it quits that day and wait for a breaker bar to arrive. We could have gone to the auto parts shop, but I wasn't too much in a hassle to get it done. Eventually, we got the bar, did my oil change. Also, I'm like 90% sure whoever did the last oil change just didn't bother to change the washer, so when I had to do this oil change, the washer was hella stuck to the bolt. I legit spent like 15 minutes hammering it out. Thankfully too, wasn't too sure if I could get the super crushed washer out or not. Anyways, did the oil change, new oil filter and everything. Car ran as well as it could for being over a decade old. Then, 8 days later, get the ill-fated engine light. I pull out my OBD scanner, it's a misfire on cylinder 3. So, I do a lot of research online about my car, misfires, problems others had with the very same car, and part of me is thinking, well, I should just bring this to the auto shop and have a professional do it, but the more I thought about it, the more convinced I became that I should try to fix it on my own first. That line of thought became more and more apparent after remembering how much I had to pay last time I had an engine light. I've always had an interest in cars since I was a small child, but I always told myself that I shouldn't mess with stuff that I don't know, that I'm just going to make stuff worse by trying to fix it on my own. But in this case, I ultimately said fuck it. I've done some research and I've got a few ideas on how to fix this. Actually, I tried one of those solutions yesterday. A common problem I found with my car specifically was that many people had misfires due to carbon buildup on their fuel injectors. So, I bought everything I needed and replaced the old fuel injectors with new ones. It was a pain to unplug the old injectors, especially since one of them is underneath the intake manifold, and removing the manifold on my car seems harder than just unplugging the old injectors while they're still under the manifold. It took me 30 minutes to unplug it, but after that, everything was a breeze in comparison. Installed the new injectors and all that, but came the moment of truth. I turned the ignition switch, give it around 30 seconds, then I start the car. Still has the engine light. Pull out scanner, still has the same error code. So my first solution didn't work. I got a couple other ideas I can do, like new ignition coils, new spark plug wires. Maybe I got scammed a year ago. and they gave me shitty spark plugs, so new spark plugs and some other things. After those, if none of those work, then I'll have a professional see it. Because if the misfires are caused by something physically wrong with cylinder 3, yeah, I got nowhere near the experience to tackle a problem like that. Nope. But honestly, this is pretty fun. This is a pretty fun learning experience for me. This is the second time I've installed something new into my car. Not counting wipers though. Although I did get some new ones installed recently too, because there was this streaking that was going on. It was terrible. Just terrible. Last things of note, because of the chaos I've had with my car, I hadn't had the time to finish Call of the Night. I want my car problems away first before that. Honestly, a lot of my hobbies have been on pause due to my car issues. Need to illustrate some stuff. Wanted to do an entry earlier, but I'm only doing one now because I have a surprising amount of energy past midnight. Haven't gamed in a fat minute. Haven't skate or hooped. Not because of car issues, but rain. Damn. Anyways, gonna finish drinking this bottle of water, brush teeth, and sleep whilst listening to Hollow ID's Ayunda Risu's return stream. Matane! This journal entry was written on November 14th, 12 a.m.